and put her back in the barn. I just like to keep the fertilizer and stuff off of her. I got a blower in there. Every job I get done blowing it off after every single one. Then I try to keep her washed. That fertilizer is just hard on stuff, and these things are so expensive. I think the new one they had down there, this is a R4045. The new one they had was, I think, a 616R is what replaces this one. I think they wanted $681,000 for it, with the dry box on it. Now, sprayer, I'm sure a sprayer is over $700,000 if you get a sprayer. But I see a lot of guys buying these, like the 410 and 412Rs. They're still got to be 600 and some thousand. Not me. I'm not giving them. I mean, would I love to have a new 616R? Yes, but not at $700,000. You'd never be able to pay for it. Even doing what I'm doing, you can't pay for it. I mean, that's just crazy. I don't even know how guys are buying these sprayers, but they are. I'm not giving John Deere $600,000 for anything. I mean, even used ones. They had a nice 4045R, a 21 used one down there, sprayer, and it was actually in good shape. Like their dry box ones they had down there were just all ate up nasty. I wouldn't even consider that, and they wanted a lot of money for them. But they did have a nice 21. I think they sold it, but they wanted $289 for it. I mean, $300,000 for a used sprayer. And that's still just too much, $300,000. I mean, that's just, you know, for something that's already 5-6 years old, it'll be 5 years old soon, 4 years old, $300,000 now. And I really want to upgrade our sprayer, but I'm thinking about looking out west and getting somebody to haul it in. Shit's a lot cheaper out there. Good shape still. I mean, you can save $75,000-$100,000 shopping out west versus shopping here locally. And even if you got to do $10,000 worth of work to it, you still save 90 grand. So I don't know, one day maybe, but just ain't paying these high prices. I mean, we'll just be poor, and we're gonna have old equipment forever, because man, I just can't see giving them $900,000 for a combine, $700,000 for $800,000 for a sprayer, $700 and some thousand for a tractor. You know, planters are what, $600,000. You hear me bitch about it all the time, but it's because I see these guys buying this new stuff all the time, and they're getting the same prices we're getting for corn. And it's like, it doesn't matter how many acres you are, all you're doing is helping. And I like deer, but you're just making deer say, oh, we'll just keep the prices here because people are buying it. Nobody, I don't know. I don't want to struggle with one piece of equipment has a $150,000 payment on it. Can you imagine? Even a $60,000 payment on something is just really out there. It's just, I don't know. But I'm gonna put her back in the shop and go help Miss Eastern School Farmer set up for her daughter's graduation. So, see you later. Good morning. Get the sprayer changed over. It's a Monday. I'm putting some water in her to clean her out, get the atrazine and everything out of her. We got the new fifth wheel on one of the Black Peaks, and they're actually taking her up to Caterpillar right now in Felton, Delaware. She's always had like this little miss when you first start her up. So we called them up. We're about a week away from wheat, and they told us to bring her up. We think we got a bad injector in her. So they're gonna take her up. My brother and Bullwinkle are gonna run her up to Felton, Delaware. It's probably about an hour away. And they're gonna drop her off at Caterpillar. She's got a 3406E, I think, in her, 500 cat. So they're gonna pull her apart and put new injectors in her and go through her. They said if we bring her up today, they go ahead and get her done for us so we can have her for wheat. And if something's wrong with the motor that's $50,000, we're gonna bring her back and park her off to the side and junk her for a little while. So, but I mean, the truck's beautiful. It's in good shape. It's always ran good. She was rebuilt at, I think she's got $1.2 million on her. I think she was rebuilt at 800,000 or 900,000. And then a little bit after that, we had probably around 1,000,000 miles. I think she started fluttering a little bit, but she would only do it like when you get going. She would pull fine, do fine, and then like after you hauled the first load, when you took, she didn't do it too much empty, but when you pulled the second load, when you would start going with her and then you would shift into a gear, she would flutter at like 14, 1500, and then she would catch and go on. And then when you shift again, she would when she would shift again, she would flutter, and then she would catch all of a sudden and pull like crazy. So it's just I don't know, they think it's an injector, so they're gonna probably put all new injectors in her and go through her. Let's hope that's all it is. So that way we can have her for wheat season. I'm changing the sprayer over, like I said. I'm getting ready to, I got one in-row on one cornfield that has a little bit of grass or weeds coming up. And I mean, the corn is, shit, it's 6 foot tall now. And it, but it's just on the in-row because we've been dry and it seems like a damn sandhill will get some weeds. So I'm gonna see if I can shoot some Roundup and Liberty down in there just to kill it. Because I spread it with fertilizer. I ran out actually on that field. I got everything done on this side of town, but that field, I managed to go around the in-rows and then I ran out. So when we go across town and spread, I'm hoping once we get done over there, I'll have enough to come back and hit that field. But man, we're looking bad on rain. It's like no rain in the forecast for 2 weeks. Man, these sandhills are gonna get it. It's just, it's sad because the corn's so beautiful. But the good thing about the corn is it's tall. Rows are pretty much covered up. So hopefully it won't dry the ground out because of that. But I'm gonna see if I can get something shot down in between there. And because I can't, it's only that one in-row around that field. It's a sandy field, and damn, if it don't rain, it seems like weeds grow on that sand. So I'm gonna hit that anyway, and then the spraying corn is done. And but I'm gonna go ahead and put Liberty and stuff in it because the beans I have are enlist, and I can spray Liberty on them. So that way sprayer's all set for beans now. So because corn spraying is, she's pretty much done. So unless we got a little pop up here and there like this in-row. And then most of all the corn over here except for the decob is Liberty Link, but that stuff, I just hit that with the atrazine and Halix, and so she should be good for a while. But I don't know. All right, see you later. Morning. So we got a little shower of rain last night. I don't know exactly how much we got, but it was a nice little heavy storm for about 10-15 minutes, and the corn really needed it. It was them sandhills are getting to the point. Of course, by the end of the day today, you'll never know that we got the rain, but all I ask for is a little bit of rain to keep everything going. Just keep it going till we get that good rain. Because once you get your yield loss in them sandhills from a drought, it just kills the whole field. I don't care how good the rest of the field is. When you hit them sandhills, it just kills it. So I'm riding around looking, and I'm back here at the decob corn, and I tell you, I hate decob corn. I hate planting it. My planter, I got the seed disc that plants any kind of seed, but the seed corn, I know I should get it in flat because it handles flat better, but this is round seed that they gave me, and she does not like round seed. She despises round seed. So, but it came up even, and it looks really good, especially after this rain. So I'll show you. This is 115 day. I think it's 65-20. So here it is. And it looks really good. I've already sprayed it. It's been fertilized with ESN. And that rain helped wash some of it in there. You can see little traces of it. Little white dots. So they put these little lenses on the back of my cameras. There's 3 cameras, and they put these little protective lenses, and it makes everything look dark. But I will admit, this corn looks good. And this right here is a sandhill. As you can see, the driveway is real sandy, but this right here is a sandhill. And the corn is Very pretty. You see the ESN. I like how when it spreads it, the leaves drop it right in the row. See all the little white. And as it rains, every time it rains, it swells that little, I don't know if it's a plastic coating or I don't know what kind of coating it is on there. It's not plastic, it's something. And every time it swells up, it releases a little bit of nitrogen. Then the next time it releases a little bit of nitrogen. And if the ground's a little damp, it swells it up and it releases a little bit of nitrogen. So it continuously feeds it continuously throughout the growing stage instead of feeding it all at one time. So it does look good though. Got a bunch of wheat on this farm. And I should have cut wheat last night. We went and tried a small farm by my house and it was ready, but it seemed like nobody else wanted to work. It was about 2:30. We got the combine, did a little bit more adjusting on it, got it ready, got the header ready. I dropped it off over there and nobody seemed like they wanted to work a little bit later, so I was like, hell with it. And then we got the rain, so we definitely can't cut today, but the wind, nice beautiful wheat. The wind, nice wheat, nice heads on it. Good straw. But it was, wind was blowing about 15-20 miles an hour and it was dry as heck. I mean, you could barely bite through it, it was so hard. But once again, didn't cut when we should have. It would have been perfect to get the combine adjusted right, get the baler set, and this rain would have been perfect. I could have planted the beans today, but it is what it is. It's very irritating. This is the farm where the sprayer broke down in the back with that little teeny hose. Little teeny hose can stop a whole sprayer. I know you're just looking at it out the window, but that's how it is. Good dark color. It looks good. Now this right here is the 115 day. I got a 108 day seed consultant here in the back because it was still in the planter, and it's a sandier field in the back, so I figured that would be a way better variety back here on this sandy field, because that corn for some reason seems to do really good on sandier ground. So we'll see what it looks like compared to this. You can see the brown tips when I sprayed it atrazine. That's why I hate atrazine. It burned the tips a little bit. I don't know if you can see it through the camera, but I'm not a fan of atrazine. Now the backfield, what did I spray that with? Yeah, I sprayed that with atrazine too. Even though it was Liberty linked corn, I think I just loaded atrazine for this whole farm because this corn up here can't have Liberty. So I think I got the sprayer cleaned out and went ahead and changed it over. Now I'm interested, this field right here has got like half decob and half of the 108 day in it, because this is the field I ran out on. So we'll be able to see the difference in it when we're cutting, which one actually outperformed the other. And I'm going to have it set up on the combine when we're cutting. It automatically switches to the varieties, so you can see what's going on. But here's the 108 day back here. And like I said, this is a lot sandier field. You can see where I had to go with the sprayer and stuff. And we do not spray fungicide on our corn. I think we tried it one year, didn't really see any difference. And fungicide is to do all of our corn. You're probably looking at $15,000 to $20,000 for a small amount of it, and it's just not worth it. Now you can get it from, I just got my buddy some stuff that he needed for his yard, and I know one company wanted, I don't know, $120 a gallon, and we actually got the same stuff from FBM for $46 a gallon. So I might try on some corn, if we can get it that cheap, go in there and spray some fungicide on that, and see how it does. I know it's a different type of fungicide for corn, but if I can still get it for a quarter of the cost, it's worth it to try it on, you know, maybe 100 acres or something like that, just see what it actually does. I'm not a fan of when the corn gets that tall going in there and tearing it up again, but I've already sprayed it and spread it, so on the same path. So pretty much as long as I stay on the same path, you know, I'm pretty much in turning, you can pretty much just, you already ran over those turn inroads when you turn anyway, so as long as I stick to that, it'll work. But I might try it on some of that, see what it does. Put some sugars in there when I do it. I'm not a big fan of buying these sugars from feeding solutions from these companies, because all it is just sugar water dyed a different color. You can go to Sam's Club or anywhere and buy a pallet of sugar for a quarter of the cost. Dump it in your sprayer, agitate it for a little while, and crops love sugar. Love it. And spray that on there, and I mean, you'll see some growth, big time. Especially right before it starts putting on its ear. You can, as it's starting to put on the ear, spray it, and you'll definitely help fill that ear out. But here, I'll show you the wheat. It is some pretty wheat. All of it's just about ready. We got some of it that's, you know, needs another week. But for the majority of it, I think we could have went yesterday on and got started on the earlier wheat, but like I said, it just doesn't work like that. If you see or not, there's a nice buck running in the field. Where you at? See him? He's just starting to grow his horns out. He's laying out here. Look how far away from the woods he is. The woods is half mile that way. Oh, he just stopped. Let me see if I can get him back on there. There he is. Yeah, he's gonna be a good buck. He's going over to our corn. He's way out here. So, with the rain, not much going on. Pretty much got caught up on everything. We do got to fix the clutch on the mower. The pop burned up when he was cutting some grass. Driving too fast, of course. So we got to fix that, but the parts haven't come in yet. So, other than that, it's just all the trucks and everything's ready. I might get the seed tender out and go ahead and load it up, so when we get going, we don't have to worry about stopping to do that. We can just get rolling with the planter. So that's probably going to be a good job for us today. More wheat. It looks really good. Alright, we have started cutting wheat, just trying it. We actually should have tried it last night. The wind was blowing really hard. This stuff was, I mean, you couldn't even bite it with your teeth. Then we got about not even a tenth of rain last night. It is 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so we figured we'd try it. The rain shouldn't have bothered it, but it is a little wet. It's running right around 18, I think, but it's doing right around 130 bushels to the acre. really good. There was a green spot. So, it's doing really good so far. Just going to cut this little 5-acre field. Make sure the combine's right. Get the baler right tomorrow. And roll with her. Well, we'll probably have to wait. Hopefully, it's supposed to be in the 90s the rest of the week. So we'll get this little field right here done. Maybe a little corner field down there. Get it done real quick just to get that corner field done. And probably wait till tomorrow afternoon or something. Waiting in line at Purdue. Got 2 trucks ahead of me. They got this new probing thing here, and I guess it doesn't work. They said go to the probing house. We'll see what the wheat does. I think it's a little wet. We should have cut it yesterday afternoon. The wind was blowing. It hadn't rained in a while. And like I said, we just didn't. And then we got a little bit of rain last night, but not much. And then it was hot and dry today, so I figured we'd try that little field, just get it, see what the combine does, get the baler right, get the planter right, so for wheat beans, and we'll see what the weather's like tomorrow. We're calling for a little bit of rain tonight, and if you look, it's getting dark. I'd like to get empty and get back before we get a big rain, but we'll see. Good morning. We're getting some soybeans. Oh. We're putting in some seed consultant 4/6. We're cutting wheat. Well, we are moving fields, but the corn looks good for now until we get no more rain. I think there's no rain this week. And then it's going to be in the 90s all next week with no rain. So the corn you see here now will probably be nothing. Started out a good year, a lot of optimism. The whole season's going to go to shit because no rain, no irrigation, no rain. Just we couldn't stop the rain earlier. Now we can't get anything. But it is what it is. So I guarantee you a pivot will be up. Well, we need 3 pivots on this farm off of that well. Pivots will be up after this season. It should have been up now. And if we get the pivots up, there's going to be corn on corn back in here, hopefully. Or we might put wheat here. Who knows? He's a big wheat fan. I'm not. But definitely need a pivot up. Just no rain. The guys that have pivots, you are the smart ones. Alright, let's go check our soybean Hamden planters are loud. That's actually perfect down in moisture right where I want them. I think that's probably the easiest way to always check them. There you go, you got more right there. Before to close the wheels. Close the wheels, close them up good. Instead of sitting there digging for an hour and you never find a bean, I just left her down so I could look. But just got started, so it is just a fraction wet, so we're gonna let it sit for a day. Last load went 17. So we're gonna let her dry down. It's supposed to be, it's probably 85, 90 now. It's supposed to be that way tomorrow. So I got some spread to do tomorrow afternoon, but we might try it again tomorrow afternoon or when I get done or next day. We'll see. We'll see.